Hey everybody, Justin here, your side hustling professional. And I just want to, first off, just encourage everybody to keep at it, to keep listing, to get that stuff you got laying around, to put it up on eBay, Amazon, Facebook, Etsy, whatever it is, the platform that you use, just get it up there. I'm sort of going through a thing right now where it's sort of drab to me, where the motivation isn't really there, which is weird because I did really well this week on eBay. Um, I don't know, maybe I'm just overworked. Who knows? But point being, even if you don't feel like it, you still have to do it. You know, results speak for themselves, and it's not always about doing what you want. We all know that in this life, right? So anyway, the video. This video is my monthly update. All right, this is the third one. It's the third month of the year. So I did January, I did February, and now March. If you haven't seen the other two, I encourage you to go check those out. They're under the sales update section on my channel. My goal is to make $1,000 spendable income with a $500 budget by listing at least 5 items every day, Monday through Friday. Okay, so it's 100 items a month with $500 to make $1,000 profit. All right. So I essentially want to triple my money. I want to get my 500 back plus 2 more 500s that I can spend. All right. So how am I doing? Well, I made it. I made it this month. I did it. I think January did really well. I think I did 1,900 in January. I'm not. I got the stuff. Well, I can just pull it out here for you real quick and give you the exact numbers. Let's see. Yeah, January. Between Amazon FBA and eBay, I made $1,935.97. Okay. I don't have how many. Do I have how many items I listed that month? I should somewhere. For some reason, maybe I didn't record it, or maybe it's, yeah. I listed 131 items for January, made $1,935.97. Goal met. As the all the cool kids would say, hashtag winning, right? February is a short month, 28 days. I listed 120 items, and between Amazon, FBA, and eBay, I only made $891.45. So I was short on my goal that month, but I knew why. And you can go back and check out the video to see me talk about what I did wrong there. One of the things that also hurt me in February was the big fee change and long-term storage stuff that went on Amazon. So I had to get rid of a lot of stuff, and a lot of it, you get charged to get rid of it, and plus you get rid of inventory, and so that was sort of tough. But still, overall, not too bad, $800 some dollars. So now it brings us to the third month of the year, March. All right, things are starting to warm up outside. Wait, it's not March. January, February, March. Well, it is March. No, it's April today. I'm sorry, but the month I'm doing is March. All right, so yes, that is correct. The third month of the year, March. January, February, March. Okay, good job. Man, and they let me teach high school. That's the reason our kids are all messed up. At least I don't teach that. All right. Yeah, the months of the year, that'd be a tough thing to teach, wouldn't it? I do teach it, just in Spanish. So, all right. Anyway, the third month of the year, March. Things are starting to warm up outside. I teach full time. I have a lawn care business. I was mowing pretty much all day today. And it's going to be like that. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to get listed. I want to still stick to my 5 items, all right. But it's going to be tough to go sourcing because a lot of these bigger jobs I have to catch up on the weekends because I work during the week. So it might be kind of hard to go out of town and do like a whole day of sourcing and stuff like that. But I have plenty of stuff here that I have to get listed, so it'll be fine. All right, anyway, you ready? March. I made on eBay $3,116.91, and on Amazon FBA and Merchant Fulfilled, I made $1,325.58 for a grand total, a gross income from Amazon and eBay of $4,342.49. Right? Now the fees for eBay, $980.43, Amazon $759.62. Total fees were $1,740.05. Total I spent on product. Now remember, I want to spend $500 on product. Well, I spent $626.57. So I went over by $126.57. Right? I've typically gone over every month, but I'm not too stressed about it because you'll see why here in a minute. Miscellaneous, in other words, the subscriptions and the supplies. Now the subscriptions I have down here, $79. That does not include the $20 eBay fee. I'm sorry, the $20 eBay store and the Amazon merchant account subscription. It doesn't include those two because those two are included in the numbers for the fees themselves when I run them from Amazon and eBay. So the $79 is a seller tool and inventory lab. All right, I spent $150.63 on supplies. So the total miscellaneous fees were $229.63. Total expenditures, $2,596.25 for a grand total spendable profit monthly income of $1,746.24. And that is, of course, over by it's over by $746.24. I wanted to make $1,000. I almost doubled that. 2 out of 3 months now. So that's pretty good. All right, and I listed 132 items. So that's 32 over. All right, and I shipped 3 Amazon FBA shipments. All right, now here's how I get these numbers. Well, here's the numbers first of all. I'll hold them up there so you can see them. This is just a little spreadsheet, and then I just make notes on it, right? You might not be able to read the notes, but there's the totals. If you want to pause that and look at that, those are the numbers I just read. The numbers I didn't tell you are pretty interesting. I'm wondering about the fees, right? Like what percentage of my money coming in is from fees. Look at this. eBay fees are 33%. Now that doesn't include the $20 store fee. It includes the eBay fee and the PayPal fee, and I think maybe the shipping in there. I'm not sure, but those are there's some other things that are in there. The Amazon FBA, I would just say FBA because I only sold like 10 things merchant fulfilled. The Amazon fees were 57% of the total, right? And how I did that was I simply took the income that I made from each one. I took the expenses and then I divided it by the income, right? So it's like $759 over $1,325, right? It comes out to 57%. That's pretty steep, right? So eBay is charging about a third of the money that comes in goes out to fees in eBay, all right? Probably a little bit less if we include shipping there. It is 33%. Almost 60% of what I sell on Amazon FBA comes out in fees. That's a huge dip. So why do I sell FBA? I mean, if they're taking 60% of what I'm making, why do it? Well, because I made like $400. Amazon FBA has went from my primary funding machine right, with retail arbitrage and stuff like that, like I did a few years ago, to my secondary income. I'm focusing more on eBay, with Amazon sort of helping out in the background, because it's convenient. There's a lot of exposure, and it doesn't take a lot of time, right? So that's why I do Amazon FBA, because while I'm out looking for clothes or whatever, or toys or whatever, I can, for my eBay store, I can scan the books real quick, the media or whatever, and just accumulate a pile. And when I get enough, I'll ship it in to Amazon FBA. Okay, or if I'll go to a book sale to get inventory for Amazon FBA, while I'm at that book sale, I can go out and get stuff from my eBay store. So for me, they kind of work in tandem. That's a really high percent to take, but honestly, the money that I make from it, I wouldn't be able to make any other way. I'm not listing all these books on eBay and letting them sit around. You know, Amazon does a lot for me. They market it, they sell it, they take care of customer service, they ship it out, they use their shipping materials. You know, there's a lot of stuff that gets outsourced automatically when you take the FBA route. So it is a lot steeper, but it is a nice supplemental income for me. All right, excuse me, back on track. What was I telling you? Oh yeah, I was going to show you the numbers that I used to get this. All right. Now again, this is just my generalization. Okay. I have a spreadsheet that details all of my purchases, all of my expenses, and what they were. Okay. So this is just an add up of everything. All right. So I make that little spreadsheet there that I showed you. I go to Amazon. I go to eBay, and I just go to performance, and I go to sales, and then I just screenshot it and put the sales down there. All right. And then I screenshot the expenditures, or the expenses, the selling expenses, and then I put them on there, and I just subtract them, right? I take the fees minus the income, and it does tell you up here. It tells you what is all included in these fees here. Like, it's got shipping labels, PayPal fees, subscriptions, final value fees, listing fees, fee credits, and discounts. That's everything that's in that expenditure there, okay? And here it says it's 32.5%. So, right on target, about 33%. I was this month up 23.4% from the previous month. So that's good. All right, so that's what I do. I screenshot those, I put them on a Word document, print those out. And then I get the information from Amazon. I go to, you can click on the transactions. So, you look at your Amazon seller page, and it tells you how much you're getting. You just click on that, and then you go to the transactions, and then generate a report, and then you can generate a date report. Generate a custom date report, and I do it weekly, and then I do it, in this case, monthly. And that tells you the breakdown of everything, right? 1325.58 is what I made, and it tells you the 759.62. It tells you what all the fees are and all that kind of stuff, and then how much was deposited to your bank account. So, deposited to my bank account for the month of March was $632.38. All right, so that's not a bad little tidbit to add to my primary eBay business. Especially for the amount of work that it consists of. All right, so that's how I get those numbers, and then throughout the month, this is what I do. All right, I have a sheet up there. I actually have a sheet for listing on eBay. I have a sheet for reading my Bible, and I have a sheet for exercising. I try to do 30 minutes of exercise every day, track my weight every Monday, and I try to read the Bible in the morning, at least one chapter or two chapters every day, and I just put slashes, all right, or zeros when I don't do it. And I don't want to show you my exercise one because there are a lot of zeros, lots of zeros. Anyway, this is what I do. I mark it. See that? Just mark it, and then I put what it is, and I put the total at the end, how many I listed, and then it helps me keep on track. And then I'll write like AZ down here somewhere if that's a day that I put an Amazon shipment in. And then at the end of the month, I'll put how many I did, 132 items listed, and then 3 Amazon shipments. And then I take all that, and I'll staple that together, and then I will add it to my little folder here where I have all my weekly updates. And then in each pocket, I'll have the monthly, and then I'll have the weeklies in there, and then I'll paperclip them all together, and then that gives me something that I can check out and reflect on later to see how I'm doing, to meet my goals and to see where I'm at. So anyway, I feel like I did a lot of talking. Like it hurts actually that I'm still talking. Like I need to breathe or something. So let's breathe. All right. Okay. So um, anyway, that's my month. Okay. I did spend over on my budget, but that was okay because I also made $746.24 over my goal. All right, and so to give you an idea of how many hours I spend doing eBay and Amazon, um, it just depends. Let's see. On a typical week, I'll get up. I'll spend about 30-40 minutes on it in the morning. So you figure if you do that for 5 days, that's about, we'll just say 3 hours. All right. And then sometimes when I get home, I'll spend a half an hour. So let's say 6 hours. I take about an 2 hours a week to clean everything and to get pictures. So let's say what, 6, 7, 8 hours, and then that's actual processing time is about 8 hours, and then sourcing, it just depends on the week. It could be here and there throughout the week. It could be a big all day thing. So I'm gonna safely say that I spend about, on average, about 15 hours, anywhere from 10 to 20 hours a week doing this. And that's just an average. I'm not counting down to the minute every time on my lunch break. I'm listing something. Because what I do is I'll get the pictures on my phone, and the things I don't have to measure, like non-clothing things, um, I will get a couple listed during my lunch break at work. Right? I mean, why not? I've already got the pictures there. I put all the information in. I already know the weight, and then just get it up. And then the things I have to measure, I do at home. Except for I brought about 12 ties with me to work this week, and on my break, I've already got the pictures and everything. I'll just measure them because ties are real quick, and I can just lay it out on the table. I don't have to spread it out the sleeves or whatever. I just measure it down and across, and then list it. So there's an idea for you guys. If you're having trouble getting time to put this stuff in, try doing it, at lunch. If you got a 15-minute break, and say you've got a picture of a game, right? You got a picture of catchphrase already ready to go. Okay, we got a 15-minute break. Pop those pictures in, set your price, get that bad boy up, right? So I'm not counting all those little times though. So about 15 hours, I'd say, on average, and the profit has been pretty. I'm pretty happy with it so far. So 2 out of 3 months, I've almost doubled my expectations. 1 month I was under, but I think the other 2 months make up for it. So it just goes to show you, if you have a bad month, assess the situation, see what you did wrong, see where you can change, and then change accordingly. Don't get stuck in a rut. That's with this selling online, life in general, any business. You don't want to keep doing the same thing that is not giving you the results that you need, and then complain that the system doesn't work, or complain that something doesn't work. All right, for example, you can't go out and buy 50 Van Housen dress shirts for $5 a piece and try to sell them for $30 a piece, and then say that eBay doesn't work. You can't do that because you're doing it all wrong to begin with. It's like if you're an alcoholic and you go to Alcoholics Anonymous and they say work the 12 steps, and then you work the first step, second step, get 30 days clean, and go to the bar to celebrate and say, hey, I worked the steps, and they don't work. I mean, you have to, whatever you're doing, you have to do it correctly. Okay, now you can think outside the box. Thinking outside the box is great, but you have to sometimes operate within the system that's already there, right? And so it's like playing the piano. You have to do the mundane stuff to learn the keys, to learn everything, and then you'll be free to make your own music. It's the same thing with business, right? It's the same thing with reselling. You want to get good advice from people. You want to search the internet. You want to search the completeds on eBay. You want to get out there and scan some books, scan some media. So you want to know what you're doing from people who know what they're doing, right? There's two types of people that are going to be around you. There's people that you're going to wish that you could be, that you aspire to be. Not that you wish that you were them, but you aspire to be them. As far as their goals, you aspire to be like them, I should say. You aspire to be like them. And then there's the people that you're glad you're not, right? And I'm always somewhere in between, okay? But do your research, find out what works, work with it, and once you're comfortable with what's working, has worked for other people, then you can start to branch out and go outside that box a little bit. But you need to have a framework of what's going to work before you can start to go outside that framework, right? Okay. All right. I don't know if that was like a philosophical rant or what. I didn't plan that at all, but good advice nonetheless. So, all right. There's my sales for the month. I'm happy with that. 1746.24. And if you're interested, I just checked. I have 206 items listed currently on eBay, and I have about 270 something in Amazon FBA, predominantly books. So I don't have tons of items. I'm working on it, I'm slowly working there. I keep listing, but when you keep listing and listing, you keep selling and selling. So if you list 10 items and then you sell 10 items, you're back down to where you were before. And so it doesn't really matter, right? The amount of items that you have in your store is only useful information if you're selling them, okay? Because you could have 500 items in your store, and if you're not selling them, you're just hoarding. You're like an online hoarder instead of an online reseller, right? So you want to be moving out the door. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate you taking the time to check in. I hope that this inspired you. I hope that you realize that you can do it too. I don't live in a big city like LA or New York. I live in a town of about 14,000 people in rural Ohio, right? About 45 minutes from the nearest city. And so I'm doing it. I'm doing it part-time. I think I'm doing it well. There are a lot of things I have to learn. There are still mistakes that I make, things I'd like to tweak. But if I can do it, you can do it too. All right? So be encouraged. Just get the stuff listed. Get it out the door. Right? Don't be afraid to take a $3 profit today instead of waiting a month. You can maybe make $7 off of it. It's all about today's money and reinvesting it into better buying, better product. All right. So have a great day. Have a great night wherever you're from, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, whatever language you speak. Right. Have a good day. And remember, if I can do it, you can do it too. Thanks for watching.